Root work, also known as hoodoo or conjure, is a spiritual and magical practice deeply rooted in Gullah Geechee culture of the southeastern United States, particularly in the low country regions of South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. Here, we will outline some of the key aspects of the Gullah Geechee root work practice. The origins of the Gullah Geechee root work practice can be traced back to the complex and diverse blending of cultural landscapes of the southeastern United States with those of Central and Western Africa, where these Africans would be enslaved and brought to work on plantations during the transatlantic slave trade. The spiritual practice of Gullah represents a synthesis of indigenous, Islamic, and Christian themes, as well as herbalistic healing traditions and magical practices brought from Africa. Gullah Geechee root work reflects a blend of African, indigenous, and European folk spiritual beliefs and practices, along with Christian and Islamic moral values. It integrates elements of various cultural traditions, adapting and evolving over time while retaining its distinct identity and connection to the Gullah Geechee culture. African spiritual beliefs upheld through the practices of enslaved Africans brought with them a rich tapestry of spiritual beliefs and practices from various regions of Africa, including an animistic belief in spiritual significance of natural elements and high reverence for ancestors who have passed. An essential component of Gullah Geechee root work is the reverence for ancestors. Practitioners often honor their ancestors through prayers, offerings, and rituals, seeking guidance, protection, and blessings from those who have passed on. Root work acknowledges the spiritual significance of nature and its elements. Practitioners may incorporate natural materials such as herbs, roots, flowers, and stones into their rituals, believing in their inherent magical properties. While this may have served as a spiritual component of worship, these conjurers also traditionally served as physicians, having a strong understanding of herbalism. This role was immeasurably valuable to the Gullah Geechee people throughout their survival on the harsh conditions that the region brought. Root work encompasses various practices aimed at spiritual healing, protection, and purification. This may include the use of herbs, candles, oils, and amulets to cleanse negative energy, ward off evil spirits, and promote well being. Gullah Geechee root work often involves divination techniques such as reading signs in nature, interpreting dreams, or using tools like playing cards, shells, or bones to gain insight into the past, present, and future. These practices are used for seeking guidance, making decisions, and understanding spiritual forces at play. Root work practitioners may perform spells and rituals for various purposes, including love, prosperity, protection, and justice. These rituals often involve chanting, prayers, incantation, and the manipulation of symbolic objects to influence desired outcomes. Gullah Geechee root work also serves as a form of resistance and survival for enslaved Africans enduring the harsh conditions of slavery. It served its role, as previously stated, but it also provided the Gullah people with a further sense of autonomy. Root workers utilized their spiritual knowledge and magical practices to protect themselves and their communities, to seek justice, and to maintain connection to their cultural and spiritual heritage. Community and oral tradition are deeply embedded with the Gullah Geechee community, passed down through generations via oral tradition. Knowledge and practices are shared within families and communities, often within a secretive or closed circle, maintaining the integrity and authenticity of the tradition. However, these practitioners are beginning to dwindle in number as gentrification encroaches, threatening Gullah communities and their way of life.